From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA.
If I had a laptop, I would research some animals.
It would be easier for me to do my work.
I will email my teacher. I would chat with my friends.
Information, the very currency of the 21st century. Access to information enables everyone to break down social and economic barriers, create opportunity. Access to information enables everyone to go everywhere, to cross every border, to explore every culture. And access to information technology makes it possible for everyone to go everywhere, anytime. Those with access to technology and the training to use it have the fundamental tools to succeed in school, at work, and in life. But millions of Americans, those without access, live today in isolation.
The base of the economy is so much linked to the changes that are taking place in technology that without that, we'll have right now a very serious problem with our youth.
Oh, I think it opens doors not just for the students, but very clearly for the parent. Because of the presence of a laptop, the ability to have them engage in intergenerational learning, if you will.
At some point, these children, just by nature of being in school, will exceed some of the knowledge that their parents already have. And so we have to also build up the parents so that we still have somebody that's on the other end pushing and being able to help us in the development of children.
To fulfill the promise of the information age by providing every American access to technology and the skills to use it. This is the vision of the Beaumont Foundation of America. Its core purpose is to grant state-of-the-art, wireless internet-enabled computer hardware to Americans who are isolated from the information age, and partner with existing organizations to provide the training to utilize it.
The Beaumont Foundation grew out of a unique settlement of a class action lawsuit. It was a very large class action settlement, $2.1 billion. But what's really unique is that there was agreement to take part of that money that was not distributed to the class and make it available for low-income students and their support communities. It will operate in all 50 states, and it will discharge its mission in a 5-year time period.
The foundation is an extraordinary example of how the civil justice system can work to make a difference in the lives of all Americans. It was the brainchild of Wayne Rio, chairman of the Board of Trustees.
And in the 21st century, I don't know how children can hope to have jobs in the future and compete with the rest of the world if they don't have access to computers when children from around the world and other countries do. And I wanted our children to be able to compete with the best and the brightest from around the world, whether it be the Asians, the Europeans, or whomever.
The Beaumont Foundation of America is dedicated to the principle of digital inclusion. That is, to make the latest cutting-edge wireless internet accessible technology available to everyone, everywhere, anytime. And in partnership with educators and community-based nonprofits and government agencies, the foundation will work to ensure that those who do receive the technology have the training to use it and teach others to use it. To test and perfect its plan, the foundation has initiated a series of pilot projects across America.
We picked the pilot projects to make sure that we had diversity in state size, diversity geographically, and that we would be able to reach the kind of student populations we expected to be able to serve later. For instance, there are large city populations, there are rural populations, there are Native Americans, there are populations where English may not be the primary language. We do that in the hopes that we'll learn from these experiences and follow that when the program is extended to all 50 states.
We have suffered for decades in the public school system.
PS 161, an elementary school in Harlem. 6 years ago, it was identified as a school under registration review and made part of the Chancellor's District, a special school district for New York City's poorest performing schools.
Through the Beaumont Foundation's interventions and support, hopefully we will be able to provide the kind of technology resources, wireless internet technology, to many of our low-performing schools in Manhattan.
Very clearly, our reservation schools and Native American schools have some particular challenges to overcome, and most of those are attributable to other than school factors.
The schools on North Dakota's Native American reservations are increasing in population, the only area of growth in the state's entire education system. Located in extremely remote areas, the schools receive both federal and state funding and are overseen by the state's Department of Public Instruction.
Many of these students have difficulty in a regular language relationship, but boy, when they can get on a machine, and I've seen it happen, where they're accessing a machine and where they're doing cut and paste activities. I saw fourth graders doing that in one of our Native American school districts just a few weeks ago. Those students were doing wonderful work because they were able to deal with the machine and with what that could bring to them.
One of the assets of the students at Safidini Elementary School and the students at Santo Niño Elementary School is that they are bilingual and bicultural.
Santo Niño Elementary and Senator Judith Zaffarini Elementary serve Laredo neighborhoods, which are among the poorest in Texas' border region. It's an area where children's first language is not necessarily English, and that presents special educational challenges.
This will make all the difference in the world for their future. By giving them access to computers, they are allowing these students to learn the way that other students can, to learn not only about their immediate community, but about the world.
We're extremely concerned about the lack of technology and the access that so many of our young people just simply don't have.
Alianza Dominicana provides a wide variety of social and educational services to New York's Dominican community, the largest immigrant population in the city. The community was devastated by the events of 9/11, as well as the crash of Flight 587.
The ability to work with all of these groups and bring technology not only to keep them talking with each other, but also interacting on the flight alone. We're talking about over 225 children who lost a family member. So that for them to have the access to the technology to promote their own education, to stay in touch with each other, I think would be just absolutely phenomenal at this point in time.
To tear down the walls that bar Americans from information, this is the goal of the Beaumont Foundation of America. For where there is information, there is knowledge. And where there is knowledge, there is power. Opportunity, success.
I've seen adults so proud that they've overcome illiteracy without having to be in front of a physical teacher. Grab and hug and kiss me because I brought the equipment for them to be able to do it.
The initiative that Beaumont is talking about here, I see being a major component to bringing some equity and some opportunity to North Dakota students and their parents and our communities, and for that matter, as the state superintendent for the state of North Dakota.
What the Beaumont Foundation will do in these two schools in Laredo and in their pilot projects and eventually nationwide is to empower poor children and to empower persons with disabilities to bridge the digital divide.
The Beaumont Foundation of America, an outstanding example of how our legal system can work to benefit everyone, everywhere, anytime.
It's my hope that the Beaumont Foundation will become a laboratory for the future, that we will be able to show by the accomplishments of this foundation how class actions can be used to serve the public good.
We hoped to set an example, and we also hope to help young kids who couldn't afford a computer.
I'd like to see to it that there's not a child in this country that is denied access to a computer, nor is there a child in this country who has access to a computer but does not have a teacher who can teach him how to use it.
This could be the beginning of something that spreads throughout the country, that other people who want to do good might be able to see how they can do it by targeting and bringing the equipment and bringing the training and bringing the technology to people who need it.
It is a wonderful purpose, a wonderful mission, and we are so grateful to the Beaumont Foundation.
Every adult needs a child to teach because it's the way adults learn.
Does your